EVO, the pinnacle of fighting game tournaments. Since 2005, Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world, has appropriately been home to EVO, the biggest event on the FGC calendar. For over a decade, the bright lights of the Strip have attracted people looking to achieve the most prestigious title in fighting games. Everyone from legends like Daigo Maehara, Justin Wong, and Infiltration, to your average fans and super bronze ranked players, like me, Daniel Rosen. Like millions of others, I've been a fan of fighting games since I was a kid. But unlike most, I've been lucky enough to make a living by writing about the FGC. Sure, I've participated in a few local Toronto tournaments at ANC Games and Toryuken, but I've never participated in something anywhere near the scale of EVO. Many consider EVO to be the Mecca of the FGC, a journey that must be undertaken at least once in any true fan's lifetime. This year, along with thousands of others, I'll be making that pilgrimage as well. I'll experience the hype firsthand, not just as an enthusiast and as a member of the press, but as a competitor, seeking the opportunity to body the competition, or, more likely, to get bodied in the biggest tournament ever. So I'm super excited to go to Vegas to, do interviews and play, but specifically because Vegas was the first time I played, in Vegas rather, in an arcade in, I can't remember what hotel, but there was an arcade in the basement of some hotel, and it was the first time I played Street Fighter III Third Strike, which a lot of people consider to be, the best fighting game of all time. And I remember when I was like 8, maybe 9, it was the first time I played Third Strike. I played fighting games before. I played Street Fighter Alpha on like a PlayStation 1, but that was the first time I played Third Strike. I played Dudley, and my brother played Ken. And I played that, and it was great. It was such a great game, and this is the first time I'm getting to go to EVO to play, now Street Fighter V, but to play a Street Fighter game in the place essentially where I played, I first kind of really got into playing video games competitively. I'm mildly freaked out, but I'm pretty excited to actually get to play. I've gotten a little bit of time to practice, not as much as I'd want to, certainly not as much as I would have had if this was Street Fighter 4, but I've got a lot of practice. I've got enough practice in me that I feel comfortable that I might not go 0-2, maybe just 1-2. But yeah, I don't know. I can't even describe how excited I am to actually get to play.
What's your take on kind of the matchups that you're expecting to see?
I'm really afraid of seeing any Balrogs and Ibukis. They're new. I have basically no matchup experience against Ibuki. I have a little bit against Balrog because my brother started playing him, but I'm sort of reading up on what's safe on block and what I can't punish effectively.
And touch the sky, yo, we gon' fly tonight. Hands up and touch the sky, yo, we gon' party tonight. Everybody, yeah, looking at me, yeah, man, I'm a VIP. I got the ride, I got the cribs, I got the chicks, I got the money. Everybody, yeah, looking at me, yeah, man, I'm a VIP.
I am in Las Vegas. I think it took us about 4 or 5 hours to get here. It is currently, I think, 11 o'clock here, but 2 a.m. in Toronto, so my brain is like half frazzled, but I'm used to it. Okay. That one's right.
Dan, what were you just doing?
I was sending an email to Infiltration's manager to try and schedule a time to talk to Infiltration. Probably the best Street Fighter V player in the world right now, but not, from a results perspective, it's always Daigo in my heart, and it's always Takedo in my soul, but it's Infiltration if we're talking about pure math, and that's usually what wins.
Okay, Dan, it is loud as hell right now, but where are we?
We are outside the Palace in front of, I think that's the Flamingo behind us, which is a older hotel, but it's neat. We are basically like smack dab at the end of one end of the Vegas Strip right now, and it's pretty, like you said, loud and much hotter than it was at the airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you think your room's gonna look like?
I don't actually know. I've not been in the. I was not in the fancier hotel last time I was here, so I actually have no idea what to expect. Classier than I will probably be comfortable with, because I don't do well with class. But we're here now, and we're about to go into my room for the night.
Let's do it.
So if I can get this on the first try. Nope. Am I doing this incorrectly?
In, out. In, out quick. Not that quick. Just wait for it to turn green.
Did you get backwards?
Maybe. There you go.
Yeah, my legs aren't working. So
Okay.
my legs are actually broken. But this room is very nice in the amount of light. It's a very what do they call it? Magic hour kind of lighting. It's very very romantic, very dim. It's good for just a one person. You know, I've got 2 beds, so I can just switch in the middle. It's a very lonely experience, but you know, with the darkness and everything.
Okay, Dan. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, thank
I'm gonna
you.
hit you.
All right, we are at day 2 of EVO, and I'm about to play in about 30 minutes. So, yeah.
How do you feel about playing?
Nervous as all hell, but ready to get bodied, go 0-2. It's just the way it's going to be and get back to work.
Okay, so like, how prepared do you think you are, and did you do any practice last night?
No, how am I going to practice? I was with you. Yeah, no practice. I have not.
After the bar, did you?
After the bar, I went to sleep.
You just went.
I just went straight to sleep. I have not practiced in about. I mean, I've not practiced. I've not played anything since Thursday when we left Toronto.
Honestly, is there no nerves at all, or is there lots of?
There's a lot of nerves. I'm not gonna lie to you, Paul. There's a lot of nerves, but
You look pretty calm right now. So
I put on a good show.
Yeah?
You know, I'm here to make a show for the people. Daniel Rosen.
Super nervous.
That's what the warm-up's for. It gets out of the way. I'm freaking out. So.
Can you switch sides?
Oh yeah, let's switch sides. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Good on, man.
All right, good luck, man. Good games, man. That was really close. I won. It was 2-1.
I'm Eric Bush from Molokai, Hawaii. Just came over here on vacation. Tried this tournament out. First trip.
how was that experience for you?
Oh, pretty good. I'm nervous at first, but once you got playing, it felt better.
What's your experience been like
Oh.
against Karen? Like,
Oh, man.
practicing?
Not good. You guys see me lose.
Just finished your first match.
Yep.
It was super close, and you in the first round, you know, let's be honest.
I got bodied.
You got
I got
bodied pretty
bopped.
hard.
I got
I mean-
bopped on round 1. This is my first like actual tournament win in a long time, honestly, because I didn't play much of like Ultra in tournaments. I played Street Fighter 5 tournaments. I went 0 in everything, so it feels good to have a win on the board.
How did it feel to get the win?
You know, it's cool. You know, just not used to it. Not used to winning at all. Like, I usually just lose online all the time. So, but you know, it's a different environment playing like, you know, in person than like playing online. But you know, it's pretty cool. It's awesome.
I was tilted. I was honestly tilted. Like he got me. He was much better than me, honestly. Yeah, it was just, you know, I was thinking too far behind. I was like a full second behind the game, and that was frustrating. But yeah, next up is losers, and I have no idea who I play. But we'll see how fast I lose there.
games end.
And how's the experience been so far?
Pretty good. I'm doing pretty good in both games I've entered. I'm doing okay in Street Fighter. I made it out of my pool in Mortal Kombat, so it's going pretty good.
Cool. I see you were playing Balrog.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid of seeing any Balrogs.
I got bopped by Balrog. I didn't feel it was actually, the matches were honestly at some points pretty close. Some of them were bad. Some of the rounds were bad, but 1 or 2 rounds were actually pretty close. You know, it wasn't a loss that felt bad. Both this one and the previous loss, they felt like good losses. It felt like I learned something doing them, and I lost on my own merit. I didn't lose because my buttons were bad or I made a mistake. I just I got outplayed, and that feels good. Feels good to be technically top 4,000 in the world, technically, even though that's probably not true. It's all about the matchups.
What's some advice you would give to a first-time EVO comer?
Expect to go 0-2. Because if you go 0-2 and you expect to go 0-2, whatever. You had fun in your matches because you're not going to be nervous if you think you're going to lose. You're never nervous if you think you're going to lose. And when that's up there and you think you're going 0-2, even if you get that one match, it's going to feel like you won the entire tournament. Pros love to talk, they love to say hi to fans. Don't bug them while they're playing a set, but if they're just hanging out, if they're not like asleep in a corner somewhere, say hi, take a picture with them. Maybe ask them about some matchup advice. You can always learn. It's a great experience to learn, and if you go 0-2, you learned a lot from those 2 matches. If you win one tournament and you think you're going to lose them all, if you win one round, you think you're going to lose it all, it feels like you just won the entire tournament right there. And it doesn't matter, if you go 1-2, it feels good just to get that win on the board at EVO, where everything matters.